Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent-Bound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky vs. Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a spurner. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode 441.
Sexiest podcast on the network, my dude.
Yeah.
Hi, Brian. How's it going, man?
Hello, Tony. I am here.
Here, there, and everywhere?
Probably not. No.
Oh, okay.
It seems like a lot of work, doesn't it?
I mean, it does.
Yeah. Being in one place, sure. I mean, unless you're Jamie Madrox or something, you know.
Right? I mean, that seems like it'd be a pain in the ass.
Right?
Yeah.
Just
I mean, I don't think I want to try. I can barely keep track of like myself.
yeah.
I don't know if I want a guy to try to keep track of. I can't remember how that works though. If he splits off, I know they kind of do their own thing, but
Yeah.
he still it's still like it's like a collective conscious, isn't it?
Ah, man, I don't remember honestly.
For those of you not know, Jamie Madrox is a multiple man. He can split himself into different versions of himself. It's kind of like Multiplicity, if you've ever seen that movie.
Yeah, except good.
Except, wow, I enjoyed Multiplicity.
I'm
God
just
damn it.
fucking around.
Jesus Christ. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Oh, I dare. I dare.
It's Batman we're talking about here.
All right. I mean, it's also the Green Goblin we're talking about here.
Man, my spicy water supplies are dangerously low right now.
Are they? Mine have
Yeah.
mine have maintained because I've been letting mine age.
Well, get this. Like, I realized if I go the other direction from my house where I've recently moved, there's a food town.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I do appreciate Kroger's, but the ones I can go to now, I don't like.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I was like, oh, shoot, there's a food town, which going local, that's like a grocery store that's been around our area forever. I don't even know how far it spreads.
Yeah.
No idea.
Right.
And fun fact, the one that used to be up by me, that's not a liquor cabinet, best beer store ever, the little Chinese restaurant in there is located at the one that's by my house now.
Oh, really?
Because that little Chinese restaurant was legit as fuck.
It was. I mean, it was a dice roll as far as whether or not you die from it. But again,
It was very, very tasty.
yeah, it was good though. I'll give you that. We used to go there quite a bit, but there were so many times that I'm like, I just feel like I'm gonna get sick. Like,
I don't know, man. I always enjoyed everything I got from there.
It was always good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was
But,
also the place that was like after a certain time, everything was like half off because they were just trying to get rid of everything.
Just get rid of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Good point. But anywho, I went this morning to pick up some, odds and ends for the week.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I got the old Alexa system. So I'm like, Alexa, add spicy water to my shopping list, which she did. And, they don't really carry much anything except like Pellegrino and stuff I don't want to buy.
That shit's too expensive.
Yeah, like I'm all about the store brand seltzer because it tastes like everything else, like barely flavored water.
Spicy water, right.
With bubbles. Yeah, it's all I'm looking for.
I agree, man. My favorite one is, I've said it on here before, my favorite one's the Kroger Blackberry Citrus one.
It's delicious.
And it's stupid cheap compared to, La Croix or however the fuck you say it, or any of these other ones that are pretending like they're, foreign spicy water.
Now, I've seen some weird ones because I stopped by Fresh Time, which is kind of like it's kind of like Whole Foods. It wants to be Whole Foods. It's kind of like a Fresh Time.
It looks like they're Fresh Time. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Fresh Market. We have a place called Fresh Market that's like an interesting place from the ads and stuff. It looks like the stuff's pretty legit and cheap there, but I haven't been in there.
I don't know about cheap. Last time I was at Fresh Market, I thought I was going to take out a loan.
Okay, fair enough.
But Fresh Time's not bad.
Wait, all right, hold on. Sorry to go stupid local. Which one's Fresh Time?
Fresh Time's the one on Monroe Street.
Okay, that's the one.
By the barbecue joint.
Okay, that's the one I was meaning. I'm sorry.
Okay, that one's pretty good. Fresh Time's all right. Fresh Market, like I said, you better walk in there with like a Platinum Amex or something. Like you don't want a black cards.
Yeah. No, that's the place you go if you're looking for something fancy. Like something you won't be able to find at a chain grocery store. They generally.
Lovey, we need goose penis. Like, better go to Fresh Market.
What do you mean you're out?
Yes. I need the finest jars of Ganderwang. But
now I'm picturing the Grey Poupon commercials.
Pardon me. Do you have any Ganderwang? Wow. Well, we went down that road.
Yep. Sure did.
Sure did. No, they've got some weird seltzers right now. They have like a root beer seltzer. It's like with the slightest taste of root beer. They had one that was like coffee and cola.
Yeah.
That was a lot. Go on.
Careful. You might hurt yourself there. Kroger has one that's like a Dr. Pepper one.
Yeah, that's another one I saw. Dr. Pepper. I'm like, what is going on with these spicy waters? These might get too spicy.
I tried them because you know me. I've always been like, all I need is something that kind of tastes like pop but isn't pop, and I'll probably be great.
Yeah.
But okay, my issue is root beer. I don't put root beer in the same category as like Coke or Pepsi or whatever. I need something that has this tastes like cola, you know. And the very first taste of those, it's like, oh yeah, there it is. There's a weird back end to them though that I don't love. Like I've still got some sitting out in the kitchen here because they have root beer, Dr. Pepper, and cola are the ones that Kroger has, and they're okay.
When we schedule our play date,
yeah,
you should maybe bring some over.
Okay, I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're okay. The first taste is the best taste.
Right.
Then from there, after a little while, you're kind of like, I don't want this anymore. So it didn't quite hit the mark for me.
Have you tried masking that weird flavor with Captain Morgan?
No, but I won't lie. I've been curious. Because, I mean, how great would that be, right? If you know.
Yeah, Captain and Seltzer.
Right, but I don't have to worry about, instead of using a diet pop of some sort, which, you know, I think are gross, you know.
Yeah.
Like, if I
Bust
could
out
still.
that spicy water.
Yeah, here's the Dr. Pepper with a little Captain in it.
Yeah, bing, bang, boom.
That's how the Captain would have had his, you know.
These days, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, gotta keep an eye on your figure. You know?
Exactly. He's putting his knee up doing Pilates and shit.
Does putting your knee up count as doing Pilates?
I don't know. My pirate Pilates. It's a whole thing I'm working on.
It's just a bunch of planking.
Yeah. Hey, hi-yo.
Terrible.
Got a move called the Keel Haul. I don't know.
I don't even want to know what that. That's a two-person thing, though.
That's a two-person move. Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Another two-person move, the peg leg. I'll let you figure it out. It's a little invasive.
Yeah. Well, you know, that intimacy, you know, really brings you closer and really it centers you, you know.
Exactly. It's like that weird like couples dance yoga or whatever there.
Sure.
That, you know, not Tim. Jesus Christ. The fuck's that guy's name at?
I don't know.
God damn it. 4-hour work week, dude.
Oh,
I can't remember his name.
Oh my God, I'm blanking on it too.
It just completely bopped out of my head.
Tim Ferriss.
It's isn't that the shit he's always talking about?
Probably.
He's doing like couples something. I don't even know. What the fuck? Yeah, whatever. I'm always like, he's always doing dopey ass weird shit that I'm sure is beneficial for everyone.
Sure. As long as it's sensual, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all about the sensuality.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
See.
Very.
Man, I have a new addiction in my life right now.
Yeah? I thought you were going to say a new edition. Thought we were going to talk like some Bobby Brown and shit from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I heard he's touring with Belle Biv DeVoe right now. It's called Belle Biv DeVoe and B. I thought it was you for a second.
It was. I dropped out. He took over, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sorry.
They need our B to fit the mold.
Right. Sorry to all my fans, but.
All right.
It's all right.
You can't match your dance moves.
No, I can't. That's why I dropped out. They were all like, hey, we need you to come out and dance with us. And I was like, nah, y'all know I don't dance.
Oh, I thought I was like, nah, I don't want to show y'all up.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
That's totally it.
Totally it, yeah.
Now, on the Switch, they're having a big New Year's sale, and like a dumbass, I looked, you know?
Right.
And a game I've heard a lot about, and Michelle told me about, and I think our friend Garrett told me about it too. Stardew Valley was like $10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know of the game.
Yeah, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh, shoot, it's got like 4-player co-op, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'll download this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty addictive game. Who's super addicted to it is Leah, because she came over for the weekend.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, normally, like, the kids come over for dinner on Wednesdays and stuff, too.
Yeah.
She's basically coming over after school, before I get off of work, just to play the game. Which I'm fine with. I don't really care. But
right.
But yeah, it's a very addictive game. But their 4-player co-op is bullshit.
Okay.
Because if you want to play 4-player co-op, you need 4 different devices.
Oh man.
It's like a LAN party situation, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was even thinking like, oh, 2-player co-op, that'd be cool. Because, you know, when I downloaded it, you know, I didn't even tell Michelle I downloaded it. She just heard the music and the sound effects. She's like, oh my God, is that Stardew Valley?
Wow. All right.
I'm like, yes, it is. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know, because I was like, oh, well, that'd be cool. We could play together. Or no.
It wouldn't
Hard
be so
no.
bad if it was like, hey, it's up to 4 players, but you only put 2 per device. Like, to where you would
Yeah.
need 2 then. Because then at least you could play 2 people. But,
Yeah. So I was like, oh, whatever. It's all right.
Yeah, what can you do?
But it's just one of those dopey. I don't know if you know the game.
I don't know much about the game. No, I just know that I know I've heard the name before.
It's basically just like, you know, you're some dude whose grandpa leaves him a farm, and it's very. I love the art. It's all like pixel art, you know.
Yeah.
And then you just you moved your farm in this little town called like Pelican Valley or something, and you just meet all the people and you start your farm, and you can do. Apparently, you can make wine, you can brew beer, you can do all kinds of shit in the game.
No monsters.
And you just run around and chop down trees and forage. It's one of those weird games where you're like, you look at the calendar, you're like, oh shit, tomorrow's Ike's birthday. I better find him something. You know?
So it's like playing Animal Crossing a little bit in that aspect.
Kind of, but not as aggressive. Because, you know, Animal Crossing, if you didn't play,
yeah.
you come back and, you know, your house is shit. You know, there's like graffiti on the walls and stuff.
Right, yeah. Your house has been ransacked. Yeah. Your wife has left you. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those things like if I put down Stardew Valley and I picked it up like in 3 days, it's the day I left it, you know?
Yeah, on one hand, I kind of dug that because, you know, like in Fable, how like when you own buildings, if you don't play for a long time, then when you go to play again, like all buildings are basically run down, you know, you have to
vacant, run down.
Yeah, you have to fix them all back up. You know, and I kind of thought that was, you know, kind of a neat twist because it's an incentive to play because it's easier to stay like Animal Crossing. It's easier to maintain by staying on top of things like pulling weeds from around versus when you don't play for like a week and you come back in and like there's just weeds everywhere, you know.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck.
And you're like, well, there's only one solution here. Gasoline in a match.
Start a new game. Oh.
Yeah.
That was honestly one of the reasons I stopped playing that.
I can't start a new game because I could done caught all them fish, man.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
I'm trying to catch them all. Anyway.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I stopped playing that game is because like I took a long break and I came back and it was so much work to get it. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, they should have had
Tom
better.
Nook the raccoon he's a knee breaker.
Oh,
fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's
probably one of the most devious, evil characters in video game history.
Yeah, I know. I love that. You know, hey, I'll give you a place to live, and now you're my slave.
Yeah, exactly. Now you owe me tons of money, and here's a ton of fetch quests. Have fun.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah. I'll be honest, for a while there, after a long time of that game, I got to where really the only reason I was playing was the fishing. I was seriously trying to get all the fish.
Oh, well, you can fish in Stardew Valley, Brian.
Well, that's actually, it's funny because you can fish in that Everybody's Golf game that I play. Like, there's a whole sub-game. And, but I'm pretty sure I've caught all the fish in it now, so I don't really, I'm like, oh, like, I kind of miss that there isn't, like, updates to give you new fish occasionally, or, you know, something different, but.
Right.
Nope. Or contests or whatever. It was one of the things in, what's the name of that game? Neverwinter? Is that the one? It's like an RPG. It's based off of D&D. It's like Neverwinter Nights or something like that. Oh,
you know what? It is Neverwinter because we started a new D&D campaign today, and we're about ready to board a ship sailing to Neverwinter. Now you mention that.
And anyway, they have a free-to-play game on, you know, Xbox, PlayStation that I played for a while. But like a lot of the free games where they have buyable stuff, you run up against the point to where it's like, I can only do certain things now.
Like, I need better gear.
And I need to grind for like, I don't know, 10, 12 years to get that gear. Or I could spend $200 and probably just buy the gear. But it's just, it's one of those games where, to me, the grinding was too much. Like, it wasn't fun.
Right.
So, because there were literally just, you run around and there's enemies you cannot beat, but you have to go through those areas. And it's
that
like,
sucks.
yeah, most RPGs kind of, when you get to an area where there's tough bad guys, usually you've made it to a level where you can at least have a chance at them, kind of a thing. And anyway.
Yeah, right.
And one of the best ways to grind in that game is dungeon runs, but the problem is you get like one free dungeon key a day. Anything more than that, you've got to buy them.
Oh, God.
So you run your one dungeon. So basically you look at what dungeons are available and try to pick the best one so you can get the best loot. But the way most people run them is to run through them as fast as they can. I want to explore around because my dude's low level. I want to go through slow so I can...
Oh, do you have to go with other people?
Yeah. And unless you've got like a group of your friends or something playing, you're running with randos. And they are literally, I'm not even shitting you, they are just, a lot of them, they'll be like super high level, so they'll kill all the guys. So you get like very little XP from that. They don't want to stop and take time to loot around. And if you do, you hold everybody else up. They can only go to a certain point and then it stops. And people start getting really mad at you if you do that.
Oh, I bet.
So it's just not fun. You hit a point where you're like, meh. But anyway, all that long-windedness, there's fishing in that at different points and stuff. And they have like contests and stuff like that, which are actually kind of fun to do. Like some of the side stuff like that is actually really fun in the game. So, because you're playing against, like, they'll be like, today from this time to this time, there's a fishing contest. And you can keep going in and keep entering over and over again to try to get the biggest or, the most fish or whatever the thing is. And
yeah, whatever the objective is.
Right. And the higher you place, the better, you get prizes, XP or gold or whatever. And, it's got some cool mechanics in it. Like the game actually has like a market in the game where you can put stuff up and other players can buy your stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So when you when you're going around, if you find something that's like epic level or whatever, and you're like, I'm never going to use that because it doesn't fit my class or whatever, you can throw it up in the like bazaar and
right.
sell it, But anyway, all that aside, but I dig when games have like those kind of things in them. But I also don't want it to be where, like I said, the main part of the game got to a point where I'm like, why am I playing? I deleted it off my system because I'm just like, it's just not fun anymore.
Right.
So hopefully this game won't have that problem. I can't imagine it will.
All I know is in the next time I fire up Stardew Valley, it's the big egg festival and there's going to be an egg hunt. So I got to figure that out.
Yeah. Pro tip for you: search nests.
Yeah,
no,
call.
I don't think that's. You're showing up with like ostrich eggs, and it's like a chicken egg hunt.
You're like, what the fuck? Got like snake eggs and shit.
Yeah, like what the fuck? You got like this giant ostrich chasing you.
Yeah, just take the egg.
So what in that game? What are the like? I mean, are you basically just against? Is it man versus elements then?
I haven't figured it out yet.
Because I mean, you didn't say anything about like having to fight any like, fight off animals trying to attack your farm.
Well, like in Leah's game, she picked a. There's different farms you can pick, okay. Right? So I can't remember what hers is called, but basically of hers, when darkness comes out, monsters come out.
Oh, okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I just picked like a woodland one because I'm like, oh, it's like the bounty to forest. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But you can go into a mine and there's monsters in the mine, but it's like slimes and bugs and you get a sword.
Suddenly a slime appears.
There's like an adventurers guild you can join.
Okay. I was gonna say there's got to be something like I can't imagine this is just Farmville. So.
I mean, like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out. I just know. Like every morning, your dude wakes up, and you're like, you can click on the TV, and it tells you what the weather for the day is, or if it's later in the day, it'll tell you the weather tomorrow.
Dude, you know what? I really feel like I played some version of this. This has been out before, right? Like on a different system or something.
I don't know.
I swear it has. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
And then it's like you can, sometimes it'll be like the fortune teller will be on the TV, and she'll be like, hey, your luck's good today, so you want to be like, oh fuck yeah, I'm going to go mining because you might get some good stuff.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like, hey, this is like living off the land. It'll tell you some tips. Or there'll be like a cooking show, tell you a recipe, which you can't make until you get a kitchen for your house.
Right.
It's one of those things. It's like a crafting game. You go around, knock down a tree, you get a bunch of wood and acorns and shit. And, it's just a crafting game.
Yeah.
But I don't know the main objective yet. If there even is one. It might be just you just play it and make friends with people, and that's all it is. I don't know.
Right. Oh, well.
It's just strangely addictive. It's kind of like cathartic because the music's real.
Apparently, it's available on Mac OS, Linux, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PlayStation Vita, iOS, and Android. So
there you go. It's everywhere. It's a very calming because, like I said, music's chill and like the sound effects are cool and it's all 8-bit looking and not 8-bit. It's more like Super Nintendo graphics,
Okay, here we go. Yeah, it says it was inspired by the Harvest Moon series, which makes sense. That I'll bet that's what I'm thinking of is Harvest Moon because I think some of this stuff like it's gonna sound weird because a lot of what you describe's in like every RPG of this type, but I feel like that's where some of this is. Familiar to me. Oh my goodness. What are you doing?
My damn teaspoon making too much noise.
I know, right? Jesus, dude.
No.
Yeah, I was just looking real quick to see. Oh, that's so weird. But yeah, it says later in the game, players can build a greenhouse which is able to grow any crops regardless of the season. The character's evaluated by their third year, but there is no deadline that otherwise ends the game.
Yeah, it's just like you just play.
That's so weird. Again, I guess that was kind of like Harvest Moon, right? Or not Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing, in that you just played and you were just like, all right, now what? And you're like, oh, well, I guess it's the new season, so now there's this festival or whatever going on. So okay.
Like, I mean, it's kind of like a different because I've been playing like a lot of Call of Duty, so that's running around and blowing fuckers up. That's intense, and it's a nice like palate cleanser. Just like I gotta go out and water my garden.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't. I'm just kind of scrolling here to see, if there was a like an end game kind of thing, but it really doesn't look like there's an end game. Looks like the guy who developed it originally planned more multiplayer stuff and end game stuff.
Right.
But I don't know. Yeah, I was looking. It doesn't look like there's been anything brand new. Oh, here we go. In December 2019, it was added to the Tesla Arcade, a Linux-based game store incorporated with some models of Tesla cars.
That's interesting.
Well, there you go. Go buy yourself a Tesla and you can play your Stardew Valley in your car. Oh, my. So, yeah, there you go, I guess. I know I played a game very similar to this. It's got to be Harvest Moon's the one I'm thinking of or something.
Probably, yeah.
This game's not old enough for it to have been this game because it looks like this was released in, 2016, 2017, I think? 2016. And the game I'm thinking of was, on a previous gen system. I feel like I'm talking, I don't know, on a Nintendo system of some sort that I had or a, old PlayStation. So, I don't know.
Right.
All right. Or, what's very possible is when I worked at one of the video stores, very likely could have rented a game that was very similar.
Fair enough.
Because I used to play, every RPG that came out. So, and that would also explain why I don't have any, oh, yeah, after a while you do this because maybe I just played it for, 2 or 3 days.
Right.
And not all day, but just, a couple hours. So, all right. Well, I'll have the Wikipedia for this in the show notes if anyone wants to have a look-see.
The old notes.
Yeah. So, and actually, I'm going to probably add it to my PlayStation wish list. So, because why not, right?
Why not?
Anywho.
Yeah.
So other than that, how's your week been?
It's been kind of a slow week. It's been weird because they apparently my work does this every New Year. Is they go no overtime until they can figure out budgets and shit.
Okay.
So I've worked less this week, and it's kind of been a nightmare because I took over the gig.
Yeah.
And it's I only work normally on Fridays. I work an 8-hour day. You know.
Right.
So they only want me to work a 6-hour day on Friday. So I left a ton of work for the next shift to do, and they don't do anything.
Oh.
And then I was like, "Hey, boss, do you want me to like get the paperwork and then hang out like an extra 15, 20 minutes to do all the paperwork for Monday morning?" He's like, "Nah, just get it Monday morning." And I used to be able to come in early so I could like set up stuff, and they don't want me doing that. So now I'm going to be walking in like when everybody else is, and then I got to do paperwork, which takes a half hour. And Monday morning's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be.
And it's like one, obviously I missed the money too, but it's like it's very disadvantageous for me.
Yeah.
When this whole like, well, you can't come in early, you can't stay late, you can't do. Yeah. It's not good for my department that I'm in.
No, I wouldn't think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but, you know, what are you going to do? Wait for them to figure it out and say, we're okay, back to normal now.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because that is frustrating when you're like, hey, I'm willing to do this work, but I'm also not willing to do it for free. So.
Oh, for sure. Like if I'm not going in if I'm not getting paid.
Right, and it doesn't.
I did
really
that too much of that dumb shit when I was a kid.
Right, and it doesn't really sound like they want you to either. From like, you were like, hey, blah blah blah, and your boss was like, nah, do it Monday. It was like fully understanding that for you to do it would mean staying later or coming in earlier. So
yeah,
like, okay, that's what you want, Chief.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I'm just kind of like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's just annoying.
Yeah, it is, because you're very much the, like, you can see a way of solving this problem, but
yeah. But, and I don't like leaving like work behind,
Right.
It's just how I'm wired.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but yeah, it's like we talked about this, I think, on the Crazy Life a few times. It's like, but if your boss is saying, "Hey, do it this way," it's like, okay, I'll do it the way, and then, because that's really all you can do. Because, like you said, because otherwise you're, it'd be stupid because you're giving them time and there's no reason to do that. So.
Yeah, that's when, like I said,
I've been there, done that.
I was dumb when I was younger. I had volunteer time. That's never happening again.
Right. I hear you.
Yep,
that's right. Your time is
valuable. If y'all not going to pay me, then I won't be there.
Right. And like I said, at least it's nice that they seem to be on board with that. Like, they aren't like, well, you could come in if you want to, like, kind of like, they're just like, nah, don't worry about it. Like they understand if they say no overtime, that means that you do what you can do from the minute you get there till the minute you leave, and that's it. That's got to be good enough. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, well, good. I'm at least glad for that, because so many places are not that way anymore. So many places now would expect you to stay for an extra 2 hours, or maybe they wouldn't say it, but they'd lean real heavy that way.
Right, like, exactly.
I mean, we're not asking you to,
but
it would be really appreciated. Like, that's funny. You know how you can show your appreciation? Cash in my hand.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Otherwise, go fuck yourself.
But I mean, it's basically just been a chill week, though. I mean,
well, that's good. I mean,
it's the old, like, trying to dial in my new budget and stuff, which I hate, because it's like, I don't know how much my utilities are going to be, and I just have to wait for a bill to show up, and just dumb shit like that,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I did watch Aladdin yesterday with Leah.
The Disney, the live action,
the remake. Yeah.
How terrible
honestly, I thought I won a prize because I got an email and it was like, your wishes come true.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What is this? And I click on it and I'm like, oh, really? That's what it is?
I'll tell you what, if that was one of my wishes, I must have been really drunk or something.
Yeah. What I'll say about the Aladdin movie, this is my humble, salty language review. No spurlers, I guess.
Good.
But I didn't like it. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, and if I had never seen the animated Aladdin, I'd be like, oh, that was all right.
I had a few people that had said that exact same thing, that they made the comment that, like, if the animated one hadn't been made and this was the first one, that you might think this was an okay movie.
Yeah, it's because it's like, well, one, Will Smith has big shoes to fill.
Yeah, very.
As the genie.
Right.
You know, and I honestly didn't like him as the genie because he was like more of like an arrogant genie.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Which Rob Williams' genie is just fun-loving genie.
Right.
And watching the movie, because you think, Will Smith, Fresh Prince, he rapped, he was in music.
Yeah.
And I told this to my daughter. If she says it, I believe her because of how many musicals she listens to.
Okay.
He can't sing.
Yeah, again, I've definitely heard that. I've heard he was not great at singing. So the question then would be, why not have someone else sing?
Yes.
Like in The Lion King, the animated movie, Jonathan Taylor Thomas does not sing. They have someone else who does the singing parts.
I mean, my solution would be, well, I know somebody that's, funny and can sing and is built like Genie, and that's The Rock.
That would have been crazy. Yeah. I mean, dude, that's a lot of blue paint, though. Or CG,
it's a lot
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of parts in the movie when the Genie just was walking around looking like a human.
Yeah. That's weird. But
and
I guess understandable.
Another thing I was kind of disappointed by was the guy playing Jafar.
Yeah.
He has like a weak, whiny voice. And Jafar had like that powerful voice in the animated movie, you know? I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think the casting for some of this movie was as good as some of the others. Like The Lion King, it looked like the casting for that was tremendous.
Yeah.
For the air quote, live action. I mean,
the CGI one.
Yeah. They went out and got they brought back a couple of people like James Earl Jones because, goddamn it, nobody should be replacing him as Mufasa. But,
for sure.
I like that they went up, but they went and got Donald Glover to be Simba. It's like you went and got a dude who can sing.
Yeah.
You didn't have to, they didn't have to get somebody who couldn't sing and then, well, what do we do now? The other thing is well, instead of having him sing, why didn't they have him rap?
Well, he kind of did in some parts too.
Because I was going to say, lean into his strength. He's not known for singing.
and it's like the kid that got to play Aladdin, he could sing. Yeah. Jasmine, she could really sing.
Right.
But although there was one song that they threw in, I'm like, they're just doing this to showcase her voice, and it was like, it was weird. But I don't know. It wasn't a bad movie, but I'll never watch it again unless like someone's like, "Hey, I want to watch this with you."
All right, so. As is tradition, you have to rate this now. So on a scale from 1 to 5 Iagos, what do you give this?
I'm gonna give it a 1.5 Iagos.
Okay. Was Iago in it?
Yes.
Ouch.
He was in it. He was just.
I take it was not Gilbert Gottfried. I didn't even look to see.
Definitely not Gilbert Gottfried.
Why wouldn't you just go get Gilbert Gottfried to reprise the role?
I don't know.
Right? Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
And there was one moment in the movie where Iago becomes a giant, terrifying parrot destroying parts of the city, chasing Aladdin.
Well, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, you silly geese.
Yeah. So, like I said, it was just like... one of the best characters in the movie, no joke, is probably Carpet. Just saying.
All right.
Yeah. So, if you have Disney Plus and it's there for you to watch and you have a spare hour and 40 minutes or whatever it is, by all means watch it because it's free.
Yeah.
Or no, it's not free. You already paid for it.
Right. There you go. Yeah.
But it's not anything I would go out of my way to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Fine.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So yeah, I had that going for me.
All right, so I can't find who was Iago. There it is. Oh, it was Alan Tudyk was Iago.
I never would have guessed that, to be honest.
Huh. All right. boy, they buried his ass in the credits on IMDb. Seriously, he's like, I don't know. I mean, I know it's. Oh no, I was gonna say maybe it's in order of appearance, but it's like, dude, he's like 30 people or so down. He's, I think he's earned better than that.
You would think. He's been in a lot of shit.
Yeah. So, all right. Fair enough.
And I've been watching a lot of YouTube, and man, if you go down the wrong rabbit hole, your little like suggestions stream is just terrible.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah, I know.
Like I don't remember what because I don't even know how it gets to. I know it's like, oh, well, we look at what you're watching, and we give you things that might be similar to that.
They lie. They give me some terrible stuff. I keep getting Gotham suggested to me on Netflix. So until those kind of things get fixed, I don't buy into these algorithms.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, my mistake was, and I don't know why it was in my feed. Because in my shower, there's like this really high shelf in the back that doesn't get wet. So a lot of times I'll put my phone up there and watch YouTube when I'm in the shower.
Right, got to watch a little porn in there. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, whatever you got to do.
I mean, yeah.
But so I was just like watching something. I don't remember what video it was. And then the next video auto started, because I got wet hands. I'm not grabbing my phone now.
Yeah.
And it was some dude like reviewing like the cheapest survival kit on Amazon. So I watched it because it was there.
All right, hold on really quick. All right,
yeah.
There's some things in life I understand. You're like, like when you're at the store and you're like, should I pay $3-4 for a bottle of mustard or should I pay $1 for the store brand? Maybe up for the $1, mustard. When it comes to a survival kit, I feel like that's an area to not get cheap on, right?
I would agree.
I feel like, maybe not top end, but, I feel like you want to, like, not buy the Sam's Choice.
Like, there's this $25 survival kit, but there's this $7 one.
Right? I can get one at the dollar store.
Yeah. You ever seen them Dollar Tree survival kits? They're the best.
It's just a knife. That's all you need.
But dude, ever since I watched that video, my feed is just nothing but like survival shit.
Oh yeah, right.
Right. It's like, I reviewed this axe on Amazon. I reviewed this prepper thing. It's like, oh God, how do I clear it out?
Right.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, I know. It is funny how what's really fun is when you do something and you don't even realize that you're messing with the algorithms,
Yeah.
Like when I'm out looking for stuff to sell on eBay or something, I look a lot of different stuff up on eBay. So the actual site cannot fucking guess what
you actually are
what I'm really interested in. Yeah. Because I look up a lot of different things. So it wouldn't shock me if, YouTube turned out the same way, because for me, I don't watch the same things on YouTube. I don't watch a bunch of movie trailers. I do, but I also will watch video gameplay to figure out how to get past a certain spot. I watch, last night I watched about half of a Bon Appetit how to make gourmet hot pockets.
Nice.
Apparently they have a whole series. It's called Gourmet Cooks or Gourmet something.
Yeah, Gourmet Chef Recreates.
Yeah.
I've watched a ton of those.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I've heard they're great, so I was like, I'll watch the Hot Pocket one because I'm just curious, and real quick review on the one I watched was, those don't need to be an hour long. It was 49 minutes. Dude, I could have cut so much out of that. That was just useless.
Yeah, there's a lot in there. They used to be shorter, and I think it's Bon Appetit to YouTube's kind of blown up a little bit.
Yeah.
They've just added more time to it for some reason.
I just really feel like they should be about 20 minutes. And
yeah,
because what I've watched so far, of the 49 minutes total, I've watched about just over half of it, and almost the whole first section is just this woman breaking down what a Hot Pocket is. Dude, everybody fucking knows what a Hot Pocket is. You don't need to break it down.
It's weaponized diarrhea.
That's pretty bad, because diarrhea on its own is pretty weaponized.
It's true.
Fuck. Anyway, but it was entertaining. I just was like, God, I wish somebody would edit this and I feel it almost feels like the person who's making the video is the editor, and she thinks she's really funny. You know, like instead of somebody else going, yeah, this is all useless. We don't need all of this. You know,
Right. Yeah.
we don't need you tearing it apart, talking about how it's a flaky crust. The box fucking says it's a flaky crust. Like,
We get it.
just show the box, then show you just going into how you would make it. That's all I need.
Although I do appreciate when she starts reading off the ingredients and they fill the
Yeah.
screen with everything. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yeah, because
You
the
know?
Hot Pocket one literally does fill the screen because there's so
Yeah.
much shit, which is crazy considering what is actually, what if you were making a dough, what's in dough, and then there's, you know, and I understand pepperoni is going to have a lot of ingredients because of, you know, various seasonings and preservatives and whatnot, but whew. And then what, cheese and sauce. That's literally all that's in it. The weird part to me was like when she's reading the stuff and it was like the asterisk thing on there and it's like, does not appear in regular mozzarella. And I'm like, what?
You're like, what am I eating?
Well, what's going on here? Is that bubble wrap? Delicious.
Yeah, so it's, you know,
Yeah.
I guess talk about food ingredients. We've been trying to make stuff with like as minimal ingredients as possible because for some reason certain foods make her feel like death.
Sure.
So we're
Well,
like,
and it's a good
so I'm
policy
like, oh,
anyway, you know, to try to get to as few as possible.
minimize it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been my whole like the past half a week or whatever. I'm like, all right, well, I'm cooking dinner and and I tell her, I'm like, this is what's in it. Like these like 5 things is what's in this meal.
Right.
Write them down.
Right. Here's the 5 things that are in there. A box of Hamburger Helper Southwestern pasta. A block of Velveeta.
Dude, I don't know why. You said Hamburger Helper, and my brain immediately went like, yeah, that sounds good.
I'm not going to lie. I made the one I just mentioned last night, actually, because I had some chicken, and I'm like, I want to make something. And I was digging through the cupboards, and I was like, this will work, you know. And I mean, it was good. I mean, you know it's terrible for you, but it actually tasted all right.
Tastes good.
I threw a bunch of shit in with it, too. You know, like otherwise it would have been just chicken and pasta basically, but I threw in like, you know, peppers and onions and corn.
I always gourmet up my shit too.
Yeah, so and it's like, okay, well at least now there's some nutritional value to this.
Yeah, fair enough, right?
Hot garbage I'm putting in my face.
The hottest of garbage.
I mean, especially the main problem is going to end up being the sodium in that and the preservatives because it's probably got a list a mile long of just shit in it, you know.
Yeah, for
Meanwhile,
sure. Right?
if I made it from scratch, it'd probably have like 6 different, you know, it'd probably be like a normal kind of like a taco seasoning almost blend and then maybe 1 or 2 other things, you know.
Right.
So, yeah. That's a good plan though. I've been listening to a few podcasts this last week about this actually leads me into one of the things I wanted to talk about this week too. But there's a like on Star Talk, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast. On that, they had kind of like a spin-off series for a little while called Playing with Science, where they would talk about like the physics of sports and stuff like that. Which, you know, I dig sports, so I was like, ooh, you know. But the one that was on recently was about vegan athletes. And it was really interesting listening to, like, the first guy they talked to, you know, was this power lifter. And then the next guy they talked to, I forgot what it is he does. But, you know, they were kind of like, well, how do you get, you know, what do you tell people to do if they want to go vegan? And he was like, oh, you just completely do it for like 28 days. And I'm like, vegan is not an easy step. You know, vegetarian is a different story. Vegan is a really hard step because then it becomes more of also other things you use. We're not just talking food, you know, this is lifestyle choices as well.
Right.
But then this other woman that they had on after it is like I forgot what the hell, damn it, I can't remember what she is, like a personal trainer or something like that. And she had a really strong idea, which I kind of think fits like a little what you're doing here, is that she said instead of going like full bore, like doing everything at one time, just go, okay, I'm going to look at my breakfast. How can I make my breakfast vegan? And she goes, once that becomes like repetition, then you go to lunch or your snacks or what, do one little step at a time. And eventually she's like, you'll get to where everything is and you won't really notice because you've only made breakfast vegan. The rest of the day doesn't have to be at first.
Yeah, that's fair.
Instead of just going cold turkey on stuff or whatever. But I thought that was a really interesting idea because it simplifies things down. And a lot of people have very similar breakfast every day. Like it's oatmeal or it's cereal or it's so if you can figure out a way to just make whatever changes you need to make, ta-da, you're right there,
Ta-da.
But then after listening to all that, that's when I watched the Hot Pockets thing. So I really went the opposite way.
Yeah, boy, did you.
Delicious.
Indeed.
I've actually tried a few times to make my own, like, Hot Pockets.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They worked okay.
Right.
Like, because I didn't make the dough. I could have made the dough, but I just bought some dough and, I made the tomato sauce that went in there and bought better cheese and pepperoni from, a place around here and then, tried to make my own that way. And like I said, they turned out all right.
I mean,
I'm no gourmet chef or anything, but
it's probably the best move if you're going to eat something like that, to just make your own damn thing. I mean, I thought about, because there was,
so easy to grab a pack of them for $2 though.
Well, that's what I was trying to. Because the big reason we're doing this whole, no sugars, no grains, no booze in January, is because December, I just ate like a fucking savage. Yeah, because I was trying to move. It was a whole situation.
Have you seen Joe Rogan's recent tweet about, speaking of eating like a savage, he's on like a carnivore diet, which is literally just meat.
Just meat,
That's
right?
all he's eating. And for those who are sensitive to poop, maybe don't listen to this next part. But dude, he was basically describing how the only bad part to it so far is just the rocket diarrhea he's gotten from it. So I don't know why that made me think of that, but anyway.
Well, you'll have that, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of times, like, I was just like, I need to grab stuff for my lunches, and I wandered through Meijer or whatever. I was like, oh, shoot, frozen breakfast burritos.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because like $1 a piece,
Right, yeah.
And you know how easy it'd be for me to just buy tortillas and just make some eggs and cook up like some sausage and then roll them up and freeze them.
Yeah,
and
but
just
dude,
have them ready to go.
Everybody knows you hate cooking, Tony.
Right, that's the worst.
That's actually the worst part of it, is when you actually are like, I actually enjoy cooking, and then you don't do those things.
Yeah, it's something I actually thought about doing, but I just got back in the habit of skipping breakfast again. So be all right.
I guess that works too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by skipping breakfast, you mean like intermittent fasting, skipping breakfast, right?
Yeah.
That's what. I mean, it was either that or you could have just taken the other logical choice, which is gas station breakfast sandwiches.
I've done that before.
Rocket diarrhea.
Yeah. When I worked up at that Guardian class, there's some mornings I'd leave starving, and I'd have to get like gas or something. I'd pop into a Speedway, and I was like, oh fuck, look at this! I got some sausage and biscuits for like 2 for $5 or something.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, honestly, flavor wise, they weren't that bad, but
right.
I can't imagine what. I've never had lizard sausage before, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
That's not bad, Little lizard never hurt nobody,
I mean, true. Delicious.
Why is my sandwich sticking its tongue out at me? What is going on here? Oh man. Yeah, I used to do that shit way too much back when I worked at Hollywood Video.
Right.
Because I go to the store to get the money to take to the bank first thing in the morning, and then I'm stopping at McDonald's or whatever and getting breakfast. So.
Yeah,
and
I mean, I don't miss those things.
No, I don't either. But it was better when Panera opened, because then I could stop in there and at least get something. I don't want to say healthy, but much better options than what I was eating at McDonald's.
Yeah, fair enough, right?
So.
Yeah.
Right. But oof. Well, the worst part of that kind of shit was that how heavy it sat.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like no matter what I ate, it was like, God, I feel like I ate a brick, you know? Probably been better to eat a brick, you know? But anyway.
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Then after a while, I was like, I'm just going to start making oatmeal. And that was a much better option. I felt so much better.
That's fair.
Oatmeal and some fruit, you know?
Fruit!
Yep.
I mean, I was making oatmeal at work for a while. I just would do like the overnight oats, you know, so they soak and I just throw in the microwave at work and I'd throw like apple chips, I had bananas, and I had to like chop up some almonds. I had that shit decked the fuck out.
Right. A little bit of whiskey. Yeah.
Bro, you want to talk about rocket diarrhea?
Listen.
Good Lord.
It can't be worse than when you were doing the kale smoothies.
No, it wasn't. But it wasn't great either.
Is it ever? Is rocket diarrhea ever good?
I mean, not really, but
yeah,
at the same
actually,
time,
you know what?
it
It is. It's only good when you have food poisoning because your body's like, get this the fuck out of me.
Yeah, that's true. I just had excess fiber.
Yeah. Ay, caramba.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Definitely got to like the fact that, you know, we're sitting here as two 40-plus, you know, gentlemen, you know, talking about fiber.
Fiber.
That's right, kid. Make sure you get more fiber in your diet because odds are you're not getting enough.
Probably not.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. If
Anyway.
you're not getting rocket diarrhea, you're doing it wrong.
Enjoy it now because when you get older, I hear constipation's what you get. So, you know, like, you know, you got to enjoy your rocket diarrhea when you're young.
Apparently. When you're young.
Just picture an old guy sitting around like his grandkid keeps getting up to go during story time to, you know, because he got to go destroy a bathroom, you know, comes back in and he's complaining, you know, don't complain. Someday you'll be happy to have that.
Yeah. You're going to love having this problem.
I wish I could get rocket diarrhea.
Ugh, brutal.
Oh, man. Anyways. Whew. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Good fun. I, this week, really haven't done much because I've still been, you know, kind of my mental funk. Although I do feel, a little better this week. It also helped that when I went up to my, to get my testosterone shot,
right.
I talked with the doctor there about it. And he said that it's actually pretty common in people who have, like, if you have low testosterone and you're getting, you know, these treatments, like if you had depression before, that if you go longer than the 2 weeks, basically, which I did this last time, I went 3 weeks. So if you go longer than 2 weeks, basically you can kind of start slumping. And he said that could have had something to do with the way I was feeling as far as like my depression and stuff goes too. So it's like, okay, well, that's good to know. Like, I don't think that was all of it, but it's definitely good to know that it may have had a little boost there.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, good fun there. But other than that, I haven't done a whole lot this week. It's been a pretty quiet week. Been, you know, playing more video games the last couple nights that I, you know, hadn't been doing for a while. So that's been kind of nice to jump back in and do that.
Nice.
Yeah. Still haven't really played. I realized that, much like if I have a list, like 14 to-do lists, basically, I get overwhelmed, even if they're like all manageable things, you know? Like at some point you look at them and you're just like, like it's just too much. And you know how it is. Like if you have a room full of laundry and you're just like, oh, geez, you know, and eventually you just don't do it because you're like, I'm never going to get done, basically, or
right,
whatever the task is. You want to lose a bunch of weight. You know, it just seems insurmountable. And I realized that I'm actually that way with video games too. And I know I've talked about this before in the past with podcasts and TV shows especially, or comics or whatever it is. And I think I was finally really hitting me about video games the other day because I was like going through my library on my PS4 And I'm like, God, I have so many games I've never even, like, I haven't even downloaded them. Like, I've added them to my library because they were free or I bought them.
Yeah, let's admit it. Adding to the library just because they're free is the move.
Yeah, oh, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, later, you just delete, you just never download them, basically. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, but we still own them, quote unquote.
Right. But I realized that there's a lot that I've bought, though, that I'm like, Jesus, I never even started this. Like, what was it, last year or the year before? I bought that EA Sports bundle. They had the basketball, hockey, Madden, and football in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, the odds of me playing that one are slim and zero, but I just don't have any interest in playing a soccer game anymore on my systems,
Fair enough.
But I haven't even I haven't even loaded up the hockey game, and I just finally loaded up the basketball game the other night. I've played Madden a few times. I've only played like 5 games of it, though.
Right.
And me and Madden, usually when I get a new copy of Madden, I'm burning the hell out of it,
Yeah, you become the game.
I do, yeah. And
it's like Ready Player One all of a sudden.
Yeah, although I will say in this one, there's a higher learning curve than in the past. Like, running the ball is really hard compared to previous seasons, which is good. Because in the past, basically, you could just run something to the outside. If you hit the corner, you're gone pretty much,
Right.
Now you've got to run between the tackles the way you actually should have to run the ball in the NFL and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at games like Fallout that I've barely touched, or Borderlands that I haven't played much, or Call of Duty even that I've not played much. I'm just looking at all, and that's just a small fraction of them, so.
Right.
I was like, good Lord, it's like, I gotta try to force myself to play some of these games some more, the biggest thing I gotta do is just let it go. Like, just, hey, oh well, if you play
if I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah, because like the ones you paid for, you've already paid for. That's done and over with. It's not like I'm in a process of paying for them, or I can go, you know what, I don't want to pay for this. It'd be different if it was like, WoW, where you pay by the month, and I've just been letting it go for 6 months.
Yeah, for sure. And you're like, oh shit, I've paid. I don't know how much WoW is per month, but even if it's $10, that's $60 for half a year.
But it's like, my Xbox, I have that Games Pass right now for like a month still. I'm not going to renew it when it's done because it's a great value. Like, I really think it's worth the money. I just realized that I've already got so many games I don't play. I really don't need access to a few hundred more.
That's fair.
Although it is cool that, Outer Worlds is on there, and there's some games on there that are new type games,
Right.
When the new Gears dropped, it was on there, and there's a few others that are really new on there, but
it's kind of cool they do that, actually.
It is. I dig that a lot. And down the road, if I get to a point where I'm more stable financially, I might do that, because it's, whether it's the PlayStation or the Xbox One. The cool part with the Xbox One also is that you can play it on PC.
Right.
A lot of times and stuff. So, anyway. But I think I just got to let myself kind of let this one go, just be like, quit beating myself up for not playing these games,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's weird.
If it was like pets you weren't caring for or something.
Yeah, right.
That'd be a little different, but if it's just games, like, whatever. It is what it is.
Right. Well, now you understand why I don't play Animal Crossing anymore.
Yeah.
I'm actually...
threw away our Tamagotchis.
Right. Dude, I'm not going to lie. Games like Animal Crossing, I have a hard time playing. Like, even Fable, part of the reason I quit playing Fable is it becomes too much. That I have to get on every day or every few days to maintain and all that kind of stuff. As much as I think it's a cool feature in a game, I also really hate it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, if there's days and I don't want to, like the GTA is different, like with the lucky spin thing, because literally my character spawns in the penthouse above the casino. All I have to do is go downstairs to the casino, spin the wheel, and I'm done, so I generally will jump in and do that every day.
Right.
And I know, and it makes sense, all these games have all the ones I play on my phone, they all have like daily this or that and stuff, but I've finally gotten myself broken of those to where I don't feel that I have to do that every day,
Well, that's good.
Yeah, because I realized...
You definitely don't need that in your life.
No, because for me it becomes too much and then I quit. Like, I'll just quit
Right.
playing the game, and that sucks, you know? So, yeah. So, you know, I don't know. At least with, like you were saying with that Stardew Valley, at least, you know, if I take a week off, I can come back and I'm still okay. I'm not a week behind.
Yeah,
It's not like...
it's still the same old shit.
Right, it's not like taking a week off of algebra class or something like that and then coming back in trying to catch up, you know?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Fuck.
Son of a bitch.
I am screwed. So, yeah, that's been about it for me this week, though. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't really done a whole lot. So,
Yeah, it's been quiet for me too, mate.
yeah. Not all bad, though, you know? I'll take quiet
No.
over busy and bad.
Yeah, I don't mind a
sure.
quiet week at all.
Right, you know? I mean, our weather's been blah, but I can't bitch because it's been so much worse in various parts of the country, man.
Yeah, for sure, right?
I was telling somebody the other day, you know, I talk about that pocket that we live in here and how we benefit from it from time to time. And boy, this past week was one of them where we just got dumped on this weekend in rain.
Yeah.
But just north of us, they were getting dumped on with snow. You know?
Yeah, it was really weird. Saturday morning when I woke up and let the dog outside, or no, Michelle let the dog outside. She's like, it's really warm. It feels like spring. And I'm like, really? So I walked out on my front porch. It's like an enclosed porch, you know?
Yeah.
And it was so warm out there. And then there was this weird flash. I'm like, was that light? And sure enough, here comes thunder.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? It's January, and we're having a warm thunderstorm.
Yeah, it's like 50-some degrees, and we're getting a thunderstorm. I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I just sat out on my porch and drank coffee and just watched the rain come down for a little bit because I was just like, this is weird, man.
Yeah, it's why I said I can't, as much as I want to bitch about it, I can't. You know, like the South is getting pounded with winter weather and, you know, north of us and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, we're just in this pocket to where it's like, yeah, every year if you're like, hey, I'll tell you what, in January, you're going to have 50-some degree days and thunderstorms. Are you cool with that? Everybody here pretty much would be like, yeah. You know, like,
yeah.
So, can't.
The only thing I will say is it's just weird.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I
mean, I don't like the weirdness.
my problem is it fucks with my head, but it'd be no different if it was snow. You know,
right.
If it was a snowstorm instead, I'd be the same way. So, precipitation and pressure changes mess me up bad. And, you know, we're always going to have those here because we're right by, you know, a lake. We're not that far from another lake. You know, it's like we're just in that pocket, like I said. But I don't know, man. It's like the older we get, I feel like this area might not be terrible. It might be a good place to live as we age compared to some of these other places that have been, like, the great places to live with the hurricanes and the weather's. Southerners are getting our weather now sometimes.
It is. Everything's all jacked up.
I know,
I don't
it's
even
crazy.
get it.
Yeah. So, even today, man, we went outside to go get something to eat. Walked outside and I'm like, man, it's cold, but it's still 30. And for here in January, 30's not bad. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And it's supposed to be in the 40s tomorrow. You know?
I remember like 7 or 8 years ago, whatever it was, I had to bring my snowblower inside because it froze.
Right.
It was iced up to the point it wouldn't move. So I had to thaw it out in my kitchen.
Wow. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't miss that.
No. So I said, it's like I can't really bitch about it. It's been weird, but I can't bitch, you know, because it could be so much worse, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah. It's one of those few places in life where I'm definitely doing that, and every time I hear somebody complain, I'm like, you know, like I saw some people complaining about it being like down into the 30s and stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, here's the flip side of this. We need some cold days to kill off some like bacteria and stuff. Otherwise, when summer comes around, that algae will bloom in this area, you know, like
the mosquitoes will be brutal.
Exactly.
Everything.
Yeah, we need some stuff to kill off some things. You know, let's not complain too much about it. And again, seriously, within the last less than a week, it was almost 60. You know, like
yeah, it was weird.
Like, just shut your face.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like is it poured all weekend.
Yeah, that does suck. But...
Overnight it dropped.
Yeah.
And my car was frozen shut.
eat. So you got a
I'm
blowtorch
out
out,
there
right?
wrenching on it. You
Oh,
know?
nah, dude, just pour some gasoline and get a match.
Yeah.
Straighten it right out.
I do have a blowtorch. Could do some shit.
See? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just go get one of those, like one of those cooking torches or whatever, or one for like your cigars, and just go right down the seam of your car door.
Yeah, right down the seam.
Yeah. Right over the, well, you probably don't need the lock because you got a key fob, right? To
I do
unlock
have
the
a key
car,
fob.
so you don't have to worry about that anymore. You just got to be able to actually open the door.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Yeah, right? Or just, sledgehammer a few times. Oh, crack it right open.
I mean, that works on most things.
Yeah. Right. Skulls, cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Watermelon. Yeah.
Watermelon.
Yeah.
Disobedient children.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it'll keep
You gotta do what you gotta do.
keeps authors in your bed if you're afraid they're going to try to get away.
Right?
Straighten them right
Ugh,
out.
that's
I know, right? Yep. That scene's right up there with the American History X curb stomp.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
Hey, I got a nominee for a new show mascot, by the way.
Oh, really?
I do.
Hmm?
It's what's his name? His name's Diego.
Okay.
He's a Galapagos. Why can't I say that now?
I don't know.
Galapagos? What's those islands? The Galapagos Islands? There you go.
Galapagos?
Galapagos. Jesus Christ.
Ooh, boy.
Yes.
That was a mess, dude.
Boy, I know I was struggling with that one. I feel like I just got done doing push-ups. Damn.
Right.
So yeah, he's one of them. He's a giant tortoise from there, right?
Oh, yeah.
They think he's about 130 years old.
Sure. So he's young.
And he's going back home.
Right.
Because he was brought to the United States like 1928, 1930 something, they think.
Yeah.
And that dude has just basically spent 30 years in the San Diego Zoo just fucking.
Yep.
To the point he saved his species.
Right.
So Diego the Sex Tortoise should for sure maybe be a nominee for mascot for Salty Language.
I agree.
And he's going back home though after, it says due to the program that he's a part of, the population went from 15 to 2,000 tortoises.
Damn. Son getting some work.
I know, dude. Diego's out there just dropping ropes. Diego likes that tortoise puss.
I guess.
Can't get enough.
No. Man.
Don't fuck with him, man.
Well, unless you want to save the species, then definitely fuck with him.
Well, that's true. Good point.
Well, kudos to Diego for being a gamer.
Dude, he's clearly an animal lover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's done his work. That's for sure. He deserves a good retirement now.
Yeah, I mean, geez.
Man. Okay. Ooh.
I mean, and I don't know if anyone's ever watched them, but if you haven't seen turtles having sex, it's probably the funniest thing in my life.
It's pretty strange. Yeah.
It's hilarious. They scream these crazy noises.
Yeah.
Turtle sex is great.
Yeah.
Do you think because they had to have made a Ninja Turtle porn?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It would have been hilarious if they had them scream like that.
Or
that
just go back and just splice the footage,
Yeah.
Just put that sound with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like when they cut to the dude's face, you just have the video of the turtle like, "Rah!" Oh, yes, please.
Yep. Oh, man.
Yes, please.
It'd be like the reverse of that movie. Fuck, what was that movie? Ed or whatever, that one I had you watch a long time ago. The monkey, the dude and the monkeys.
Jesus Christ, that was so terrible.
Where it's a chimp and then all of a sudden it isn't. It's a man in a chimp suit.
Yeah, it's clearly a guy in a suit.
And it's so bad.
Oh, Matt LeBlanc, what are you doing?
Best move of his career. No, it's not actually. Well, shit, what was the name of that show that was on Showtime? Issues?
Friends?
No. He was on some
Friends 2?
No, silly.
The
No.
Matt LeBlanc program? Oh, the American version of the Grand Tour.
All right, he might be good on. I don't know.
Or whatever that was.
No,
it wasn't the Grand Tour.
It was
Top Gear, that's what it was.
It was a show called like Episodes or Issues, or I forgot what the hell it was called. And he plays him like a caricature of himself on the show, and he's just a sleazeball. But he's great in it.
He's a great sleazeball, huh?
Yeah, he's actually really good on the show.
Fair enough.
As much as I not necessarily a fan of his, aside from Ed, which is, chef's kiss, like.
Yeah, well, for sure, right?
Peak film. Like Scorsese constantly talks about how it's cinema,
Yeah, like cinema.
Yeah, he's like, I've seen the Iron Mans. It's no Ed.
It's not Ed, but it's okay.
It's all right. The suits aren't as good. Oh man. Good shit. Oh, really quick, I was mentioning before about the veganism and whatnot, and I completely forgot where I was going with that because that's what I do. I've been seeing these tweets lately because I don't know if you heard about this or not. Like the Tennessee Titans, who straight out housed the Baltimore Ravens yesterday. They 12 of the players on the team have gone vegan.
Really?
Yeah, and including most of them are linemen, big old hosses. And I've seen these posts and stuff that are, vegan powered and blah blah blah, and it's okay, slow the fuck down. First of all, these guys are incredibly talented at what they do.
Right.
Let's not pretend what they eat is the reason that they're beating these teams. Come on now. If you want to argue it helps, I can live with that. But don't make it sound like this is the cause or the reason for it,
I mean, I'd be curious to know, what they're eating to stay so beefy. That's, vegetable based or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's a lot of calories, I'm sure. I don't know what they're eating. I would be curious, and realistically, if we just do a simple Google search, we probably could find it because I'm sure somebody has covered it by now.
Yeah, probably.
But, like I said, it's okay, look, a football team's got more than 12 guys on it total, and it's
right.
There's a lot of just talent and other things going on that team. This is a team that, plays good defense and runs the ball maybe better than anybody. It's generally in the NFL, if you can do those two things, you've got a shot,
Right.
So, it's all right, let's settle down with the whole, and again, I'm not saying it doesn't contribute to it because maybe it does. The thing I was listening to, a woman said that, basically her theory on it is that, when you focus on your food in that way, you tend to eat less things that would be inflammatory to your body, and it's I can understand that because a lot of meat-based protein can be inflammatory, I can understand where she's going with this and stuff, but
right.
Again, it's these guys put in a lot of work, training, preparation, it isn't just they were terrible yesterday. All of a sudden, somebody handed them a soy bar, and all of a sudden, they're the greatest thing ever.
Right.
I mean, if that's the case, if you want to tout that, then just go promote Popeye some more. So,
Popeye spicy chicken sandwich?
No.
Damn it!
I'm talking about Popeye when he eats his spinach.
Yeah, I know. I did a quick Google search, Brian. It's from 2015, but it's a meal plan of a vegan NFL lineman.
Okay.
Right? So for breakfast, he has oatmeal with hemp protein, bananas, and berries. That sounds delicious.
I could eat that, yeah.
Right? His snack is a 20-ounce smoothie made of cannellini beans.
Interesting.
Banana, strawberries, and spirulina.
Those do not sound like things that go together, but okay.
Negative, Ghost Rider. Lunch is brown rice, black beans topped with avocado and cashew cheese.
Okay.
Snack is another one of those 20-ounce smoothies.
Okay.
Another lunch is more of the brown rice and black bean situation. Guess what his snack is, Brian?
Another smoothie.
Another smoothie.
Wow, 3 of those in a day, huh? Ugh.
Dinner is couscous with onion, garlic, and spinach and bell peppers.
That sounds all right.
And then another smoothie.
4 of those smoothies, huh?
That is a lot of beans. This dude's ass must be atrocious.
Oh, fuck. Who was it? I saw it. Was it on Twitter or something like that? Somebody posted the other day, like a vegan update or something like that, and it was like, is there anything stronger than Beano? I can't remember. Was it Val Tossi that posted that? I can't remember who it was, but oh, dude, I cracked up when I read it, because that was pretty much what I was thinking too.
Yeah, so it's a lot of beans, man.
That's a lot of beans. Well, and you mentioned he had the black beans in there too, so it's not just the cannelloni beans.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah.
I can't imagine throwing cannelloni beans in a smoothie.
I know, right? Now I will say this: if someone,
I want to try it just out of curiosity.
I was just going to say, if somebody made one, I would try it, because I'm curious and I'm willing to at least, give something a go. But I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That seems pretty rough. I was trying to think of, God, I can't think of the woman's name now. I had a link to her page, and I can't think of her damn name now. She was on the one podcast I listened to, where she, on her website, actually has, and I thought this was a really, again, a good way to get people to embrace, this kind of stuff.
Right.
How, and it's like 350 things basically, like you can buy that are vegan type of thing. And I will say this, dude, we were watching, Guy Fieri has this show called Guy Supermarket Games.
Oh, you mean Supermarket Sweep with Guy Fieri?
I mean, sort of. It's not, though, because they also cook. So, I mean.
Oh, fair enough.
A little different. But anyway.
A little bit.
There was one guy on there that made a bechamel sauce that was vegan, because they had to make a lasagna.
Right.
Dude, that bechamel looks so good. And I'm sure there's recipes out there. I just haven't looked for them. But holy shit, did it look so good. And Guy kept going over, like, taking spoonfuls of the bechamel and was like, what is this? Or, what's in this? And the guy wouldn't tell him.
That'll learn him.
And, like, all of them raved about how good that sauce was. And it was all vegan. I know it started with, I'm pretty sure it started with cashews and cashew milk, but I don't know from there. Because I know, like, some of their cheese is, like, cashews or some sort of a nut milk, and then nutritional yeast. I think that's how you get, like, their cheddar. But yeah, it looks so good. Like, when they cut into it, dude, it looked like a normal, like a regular, like, meaty lasagna kind of thing. It looks so good. And I was like, see, if you put vegan food in front of me like that, I'm all ears. Like, let's go.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to vegan food.
Nor am I, yeah. I'm not going to do the lifestyle. I just
like the way cows and pigs and chickens taste.
Right.
Well, that's what it tastes good to me.
Made me laugh on the one podcast when the one guy was saying how he realized, like, the part of the reason he became vegan was, he's like, if I saw a bird that, was injured on the side of the road, I'd gather it up and take it to a vet and try to get it help. And he's like, I realized I was being a big hypocrite because I'm also probably eating about 30 chickens a week. All right, real quick. It was Val Tossi. She posted on Twitter, for those that have asked how the healthy diet is going, and she has a picture of Google, and it says, is there anything stronger than Beano? So, yeah, go follow her at Valerie_Tossi, Tossi. Unfortunately for her, also, she had to do the underscore thing. Damn underscores on social medias.
Damn underscores.
It's the devil, I tell you.
It is the devil.
The devil. Oh, man. Ooh. God damn, I can't stop my nose from running and sneezing. And
How dare you, sir?
damn it, the Packers won. Anyway, let's see, what else do we have here? I've been talking about, like I wish I could find a job, like something that would really fit me, something I thought I could do. And then this week I saw, and I can't do the initial job, but I thought of how great it would be if you and I could do this as a team.
All right.
And
I'm listening.
Oscar Mayer's looking for people to drive the Wienermobile and be PR people.
Oh, boy. I would be all for that.
Picture us traveling around promoting wieners.
I'd be firing hot dogs out the window at people and shit.
All I'm saying is I want a t-shirt cannon that fires hot dogs.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't even have to just be a hot dog. It could be like, when you go to the ballpark and they're in like those foil gimmicks to keep them warm. Like we just have hot dogs in those and I'm just firing them out the window at people.
Yeah, I want them loaded on a belt. It's like a M60 machine gun.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like a rail gun, but that might be a little aggressive.
I want it to look like, the end of whatever was that Rambo 2 when he machine guns the whole control room.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. Or was that original Rambo? I don't remember, but that's what I want. But it's going to be that, but with hot dogs flying everywhere.
Yes. Dude, I would totally shill for Oscar Mayer hot dogs if they would let us do this.
Same here. That'd be amazing.
How much fun would that be?
As long as I'd love to have a little badge that says like official like Wienermobile pilot or something.
No. You have a uniform that looks like a pilot's uniform, but it's
yes. It's hot dog colored.
It's got like a hot dog with wings.
Yes, exactly. Like it's the first, the patron saint of hot dogs or something.
Right.
This little winged hot dog.
Yep. And you insist that people call you Captain Hot Dog or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Captain Wiener or whatever.
Captain Wiener, yeah. Definitely. Captain Frankfurter.
Right. Yes, there it is.
Yeah.
Well, I guess realistically, I mean, those hot dogs have a name, so,
It's true.
Oh, man. So, if anybody out there is just independently wealthy and wants to buy your Wienermobile and pay Tony and I to travel and promote hot dogs, we're all ears.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Send us a link.
Much like the hot dogs.
Boy, is it.
Now, I got to give Oscar Mayer their props. They've removed like the nitrates and nitrites and shit from their hot dogs. So at least they got,
they know.
Yeah,
they're cleaning it up a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it looks like, because I know celery juice has like some natural, was it nitrates or nitrate? I don't remember which one. Celery juice has that, so they've started using celery juice instead of using the others. So kudos to any of the companies doing that, because those things are fucking nasty. Like, they cause headaches for some people and some other issues. So, yeah.
Are you saying they're disinfecting the dustpan to use to sweep up all the meat leavings to throw in the hot dog machine?
Yeah, basically. And by celery juice,
cool.
By celery juice, I mean Pine Sol. But, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's all good.
It's fine. It's like, is there a lemony taste to this hot dog? Or a pine?
Is this citrus formula 409? Is that what I'm detecting?
Do these hot dogs taste like Christmas trees? Them's just our savory ones, the Christmas ones.
Yeah, those are the hops.
Yeah. Delicious.
Hop dogs.
Oh, dude. Somebody already has to have done that.
I'm sure.
I'm looking right now. Because that has to have been done. If not, fucking trademark that shit. We're on that.
Yeah, really.
There's our food truck.
Yeah, really.
Beer and hot dogs. Yep.
Yep. Hop dogs.
Damn it. Somebody's already done it.
Of course.
Oh, wait. Hop dogs. Home brew supplies in Vancouver.
What?
That doesn't
I need
count.
a t-shirt, or Valerie, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I'm thinking Valerie Tossi.
Monica.
Yes.
Monica.
I'm like, I was picturing her Instagram account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
T-shirts for us, Monica.
Apparently
please.
it's in Armstrong, British Canadia. I don't know, man. It's not a good logo. I don't know that you want one of these.
No.
I am looking
Well,
to
never
see.
mind.
They do have how-tos on yeast washing, though. I mean, that's got to be helpful for some
Yeast
people.
washing.
Yeah.
Is that what monostat's for?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't really know either. I've never used it.
Damn it, I don't see T-shirts. What the fuck? How are you going to have a place called Hot Dogs and sell beer stuffs and not have a T-shirt?
Clearly, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
I'm very saddened by this.
Mm.
Anyway, I didn't see anything pop up for America and hot dogs, which is all we care about. So
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the regulations are in serving beer out of a truck, but
I'm sure they're fine.
yeah, I'm sure they're fine too.
Nobody will mind.
Nah, it'll be all right.
Yeah. All right. I'm very saddened by this, though, that there isn't.
Right?
Yeah, really surprised, actually. Oh,
It's a great name.
Maybe if I spelled dogs right.
With a D-A-W-G-S.
Yeah, that actually is how hot dogs is spelled. So, wow, hops and dogs. That's no. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, Tony. I'm pretty sure we just found our money making scheme. There's our Wienermobile idea.
That is unbelievable. That's not taken by somebody.
All right, so we're just gonna drive around in a giant fucking hot dog.
Yes.
Called hot dogs.
Yes.
With just delicious beers that'll be rotating taps.
Of course.
By rotating, I mean, this is what we have until the kegs are empty, and then we're going to put new kegs on there. Not like Swig, where every so often we're going to switch them out. That's just insanity. But, yeah, there you go. That's it. Just hot dogs and beers. What more do you need?
There you go.
Right? Mm-mm.
What more do you need?
Ears and beers, baby. Mm-mm. No? Maybe?
No, I'm for it.
All right. Man. Well. Forgot I had something else here, and I don't remember what it was now. Dang it. Sorry, I have to close this window out. Did you watch the trailer I sent you?
Oh, son of a bitch. I did not.
All right, well, we can talk about it anyway. Did you read Lock and Key? I don't remember if you read it or not.
I read most of it.
Okay. So Netflix on, was it February 7th, I think it launches, is the Lock and Key series. And
nice. Oh, it's on Netflix?
Yes, sir.
That makes me happy.
Yeah. Man, it made my nethers tingle watching that preview, dude. It's just, you know how it is like when you get excited for something and then you get that first image of it and you're just like, holy shit, this is real. Like, this is going to happen kind of a thing. And since Netflix is behind it, it's actually going to come out. So
fair enough, right?
Yeah, so pretty excited about that. If anyone out there hasn't read the graphic novels, the comics, whatever, it was a pretty good read. Or I could also understand maybe not reading it because you just want to watch the show fresh. But I'm really curious to see all the stuff.
I never finished it, but I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Written by Joe Hill, who, for those who somehow don't know, that's Stephen King's kid. Good stuff. I can't remember who did the art on it, and I feel like an ass because I like to try to credit, at least.
Yeah, everybody, right?
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, go check it out. I'll have a link to, I don't know, maybe Comixology or something in the show notes for it, so you can go have a look-sees.
Have a rooksy.
Yeah. I mean, or if you have Amazon Prime. Well, no, I don't think they do. I can't remember if you get Comixology as part of that or not. I don't think you do. I think it's
I don't
separate.
know.
I don't know. You can figure that out yourself, though.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But there'll also be a link to the trailer in the show notes. God, I can't.
Man, Brian, you're like having a rough day, aren't you?
Having a rough one, yeah. Gabriel Rodriguez is the artist.
Rodriguez?
Yes. Sure. No one, was upset by my flawless accent.
I mean, it was pretty flawless.
So, yeah, definitely, go check that out. All the trade paperbacks are available, I mean, I don't want to say on Amazon because it really would be like, go to your local comic shop and buy them instead.
Yeah, right.
So
that is the move.
Let's just
local
do that. We all know you're going to look on Amazon, but I have to be, for my own conscience, I have to say, go to your local comic shop and buy them.
For the love of God, go to your local shop.
Please. or
you
buy
son
them,
of a bitch.
or buy them direct from like IDW or whatever, the publisher of the book.
Also.
So,
Yeah. Don't be a turd and buy it off the most convenient thing ever created.
That's why it's like, I was thinking about like putting the link, and then I was like, damn it, I really don't even want to do that. I want people to actually go to their local comic shop and buy these books. But...
people do.
Or, and I doubt you'll find them at your local libraries, but, maybe have a look there too.
You might. You might.
Or to go to your local library and say, hey, this is going to be a giant Netflix series probably, so maybe get the books in, like Umbrella Academy.
Nice, yeah.
Or don't. Be a jerk, whatever.
Could be a turd.
I don't care.
Like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Phenomena.
Dude, speaking of turd.
All right. I'm listening.
I could go two ways with this. I'm trying to decide which way I want to go. We just have to touch on this briefly. Did you see the fucking candle that Gwyneth Paltrow's company put out?
Yes, I did.
$75 and it sold out.
This smells like my vagina one.
Yeah. I don't know why she made a candle that smells like your vagina, but that's weird.
I know, right? It is. How does she even know?
That's Facebook.
Yeah.
Somehow Facebook has that information. Here's Tony's pH balance. Oh, man. Like, who the fuck is spending the money on this shit?
I don't know. Honestly.
Like,
I have no idea.
If you think it's funny, like, fine, but just go buy a sticker and print the same thing on a sticker and just slap it on a dollar store candle.
Right.
Like, don't give her that money, please. She's terrible.
Yeah, the Goop is probably one of the worst websites I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, like they give a lot of not good advice to women on there. Anyway,
Ugh.
That's enough of that. Moving on.
I'm just gonna stick with ugh.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else?
Not really, honestly.
All right. Well, then we'll go into my second turd story.
Oh, shit.
This one's actually funny-ish.
All right, fair enough.
Headline.
Dayline?
No, that's your gimmick.
Oh, damn it.
The headline is, Florida man arrested for hanging from a traffic light and pooping on cars.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What is wrong with you people?
That's right. A Florida man, high on meth, decided to climb a traffic light and go number 2 on passing cars.
Meth, you don't say.
Yeah, shocking, right? It took the police and fire department to get him down, and as Florida man's stories often end, he was arrested. And, oh, whoa, I'm going to have to look, because this thing says including his epic mugshot, so I didn't see that before.
Oh, boy. That's always the best.
Certainly have to look at that. I hope this is real. I hope this isn't a fake story, because that'd make me sad. It's so hard to tell anymore.
I know, right? It sucks.
Yikes. What is going on with this guy? Wow. All right. Well, I'm going to obviously share the picture with Tony, and if you want to see it, show notes, like everything else. So, or maybe I won't, because there we go. Okay. It's like, because Skype won't let me.
Well, Skype hates you. We've established this.
That's fair.
Hates us, really.
Yeah, Skype's acting real wonky at the moment, so this isn't playing nice here. Either that or it's my computer, which is also very possible.
Fair enough.
Oh, I bet I know why. Because this bullshit.
Damn bullshit.
This is really annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. This is very, very, very annoying. Anyway, so yeah, I saw that and I just, giggled like a little maniac when I saw it, because
mugshots are always the best.
Well,
really.
not the mugshots part, just the
go.
Dude, you don't even have to open it. The preview shows his picture. I just can't get over that,
He looks like a type that would hang off light posts and shit on cars.
Yeah, right? I just love the fact that this guy, that the meth was like, psst, hey, I got a good idea.
Yeah, hey, buddy.
Huh?
That'd be real fucking cool.
I don't know. That's illegal.
Nah, bro, just do it.
I mean, I do have to go.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. And here's the last story I have. And this is good stuff. In fact, I might even dare to say this is a shut up and take my money.
All right. Wow.
Yep.
Hold on. I got to scroll up here and do one of these.
Shut up and take my money.
All right.
All right, Tony. Do you... Oh, no. This is going to play something, I think. Okay. Ooh, I think I got it muted. All right. Do you remember back when we was little childrens and WWF had Superstars of Wrestling bars?
I do. I do recall this.
And apparently they're going to be remaking them. They're not going to have a stick this time. They're going to be more like the square, like Klondike bar size kind of,
Sounds like
gimmick.
bullshit to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Same idea though. Otherwise, like a sandwich kind of cookie or ice cream thing. But yeah, they're bringing them back.
Really?
Yeah. What's really weird to me is the whole time CM Punk was with WWE, he constantly was like, "Bring back the ice cream bars," and he just could not make it happen. Like, they just would not do it and people were like, yeah, give us ice cream bars. Like, I don't know why WWE...
Like, why did you ever stop making these?
Yeah, I don't know why they resisted it so much. Because literally, all they've got to do is just license this to someone else. They don't have to make them. And, and these ones are going to be made by Good Humor. Or, I'm sorry, Good Humor. But,
Good humor.
Good Humor.
It's probably the best humor.
It's, yeah, so I just thought it was pretty cool.
The humor is huge.
Although I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed no trading cards with them. I mean, I miss that.
What?
I know.
What I want to know, is it going to suplex my taste buds?
Yeah.
Fucking A.
I hope so, yeah. Over the years, it's just, never mind. I was looking to see, there it is. The new line features John Cena as well as Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns, and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, jeez.
More seductive than sex.
That's right. Pretty sure
the cream of the crop.
The ice cream of the crop.
Hey.
So anyway, I pretty excited about that. So
that sounds pretty badass.
I'm probably not going to buy any, to be honest, but
yeah, me neither. But I do enjoy it.
But I just remember as little children's how excited I was to get, the ice cream bars and hope to get one with like Hulk Hogan or Macho Man or something, whoever else was on them, But I usually ended up getting shitty ones like Akeem or something like that. So I mean, I know he was the African Dream, but.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, but he was no Dusty Rose.
Sweet Sapphire.
Son of a plumber, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Shut up and take my money on that. Maybe I will buy some.
Shut up and take my money.
I'm all for it.
We'll see. I probably won't, but we'll see.
I mean, if it's going to be in an ice cream truck...
It looks like they're going to be in stores. That doesn't mean
cheese ice cream trucks. Goddammit!
But that doesn't mean they couldn't be in ice cream trucks. Also,
that's true.
It could be in both.
That's true, Brian.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
Meh. Say meh.
Word. All right. So yeah, that looks like all I got for the stories and what have you. I feel like there was something else I was wanting to talk about, but I can't. I don't have any note for it, so I guess not.
Well, I mean, of course we got our sick-ass Game That Song.
Word. Yeah, we do have a lot to get to.
We got answers. And actually, I have a Q to W for us as well if we want to get really crazy.
Oh, my. All right. Well, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do the recap, then the Q to the W, or the Q to W, then the recap?
What about the song Q to W?
Well, that too. That's what I'm saying. We got a lot to get to.
I know. I don't give a shit. Let's just pull the trigger and do something crazy.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, last week I asked you and the listeners, or not asked you, I should say the song prompt was a song that, talks about time, I think it was.
Time. Yeah.
And I, hopefully opened it up to everybody to where it was basically like, it didn't just have to be like using the word time or whatever. It could be anything that referenced time or any of that kind of stuff. So,
right.
I got a couple quick ones here. I got from Fluffy Bunny Ash. Where did it go now? Where did it go? I can't find it. Shit. There it is. So many emails. She put, with the way I explained it, she said her obvious answer is basically any Christmas music because it makes her think of a specific time of year.
That's a good one.
Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time, if you want song specific, since it has time in the title, and fulfills two possible requirements. But if you don't want to ruin the playlist with Christmas music,
I was thinking that right now.
I do have a non-Christmas song that popped in my head, and that's, I don't know how to say this because, I don't remember, but is it Narari? Yeah, I just butchered it even worse, too.
What now?
Narayan by The Prodigy. It's basically for the line, your time has come, but it did pop in my head just as fast as Christmas music. Also, honorary mention to Did My Time by Korn.
Oh.
Do you need me to spell that other song out for you?
Nope, I found it. I got it.
Good. I figured you.
As I'm adding to the playlist.
Man,
now, are we adding the Hobie songs to the playlist?
Yes.
All right.
I'm down with it. Because how great is it if someone's listening to this playlist and all of a sudden...
Wait, what song did she say from Korn?
Oh, shit. I just deleted it. It had time in it.
God damn it, Brian.
I don't remember, honestly. Did My Time?
Did My Time.
Yeah,
there you go.
There it is. Yeah.
All right.
Whew. Almost didn't get there. All right.
Crisis averted.
And our pal Cheeto Bandito says, song about time? The Times. They Are A-Changin' by Bob Dylan.
Oh, good call.
Andy says he's going to Hobie this with Creep by Stone Temple Pilots. Which is a good one. That does say time in it quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Cheeto, he sent me a text message. Apparently he sent us an email about ideas for a meatloaf crusted pizza.
I am looking at it. Well, I have it right here.
I was like, that I'm going to need you to forward that to me, or we could talk about it, or either way.
Yeah, I had actually forgotten about it. Real quick, let's just I'll go over it because we did talk about this on the show last week. Tony mentioned about the idea of making a meatloaf pizza, and we asked Cheeto Bandito for some help because he does some things in kitchens. And he says, okay, if I was going to do this, I would have my cast iron skillet preheated. I would also have a second cast iron skillet preheated, making sure the bottom of the skillet fits down into the first one.
I see what he's doing.
Yep.
All right.
Take the first one out the oven, press the mixture into the pan, working quickly, of course. Then I would put the second pan on top of the mixture. This will help speed up the par cook and help keep it in place. In the oven, middle rack, 350, no idea on the cook time. I would go to about medium on the meatloaf, then remove it, drain the excess grease, top and bake until done. Use a sheet pan on lower rack because it's probably going to drip, like all the drips. Might get smoky too, so ventilate. Or do it on a grill. Anyway, that's his thoughts on it.
Well, I'm going to have to try this.
And I'll go ahead and forward that to you, though.
Yes, please.
So you have it for science.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Science.
Yeah,
I definitely, this is something I want to do in my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree with that. So anyway, all right. So
back to the thing.
Front. You will do what I say. I said you said back to the, and I said front.
God damn it. God damn it, Brian.
Anyway, moving on. That's all I have. So you move on to what you got.
Well, I know I think we had someone we had some answers on Instagram as well.
Did we?
But right now I think so.
All right.
I got face page pulled up right now though.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go first names here.
Okay.
ACI, Nam.
That's Monica.
God damn it, Monica. Why can't you have normal names?
It's Monica backwards and split.
Oh, you're right, isn't it?
Yeah.
You and your Facebook weirdness. So she put the time warp or rock around the clock.
Okay.
Can't get much more timey than that, she says.
That's yeah. I mean, that both references time directly. So yep.
It does. So I gotta, as I'm, trying to read and add stuff to a Spotify playlist. Big Dev, he says, time in a bottle, or I've had the time of my life.
Damn it, Dev.
What? He likes that sensual music.
I know, it's true. All I picture is Dev's just sitting out there just waiting for someone to do the lift with him.
Hell yeah.
And for the record,
Monica,
he's the one being lifted, not lifting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Monica also then added Twilight Time by the Platters and specified to us that she promises she's not a senior citizen.
I feel like she's been staying up late watching the Time Life, classic hits of the 50s and 60s in one convenient set.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So Carolyn, she says Time Stands Still by Rush.
Oh.
I know. Shout out
R.I.P. Neil Peart, yeah.
Yeah, Neil Peart.
Right.
And then she also added Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper.
Okay.
And then Jeff, he should be very familiar with the Hobie action here because,
true.
If I remember right, this is Jeff from Hobie. He says Time by Pink Floyd, which is added to our list already.
Right.
And then Got the Time by Anthrax.
Ooh, nice. All right. I like it.
And, okay. Let me see here. Let me pull up our Instagram right quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure we did get some answers. Let me see here. Liked photo. Yeah. I know people liked it.
Yeah.
But
it is funny, isn't it? Like, we post stuff on Instagram like this to where it's like, hey, answer this question type of thing, and it just gets likes.
Yeah, it's a cool one. So Michelle, she says 1 week, Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, yeah, right. Definitely references a time.
Yep. And then Mr. Jackal from, Dude Mountain fame.
Yep.
This is Back in Time by Huey Lewis and the News.
All right. That's also Mr. Jackal of Inner City Geeks fame. Go check out their pop culture podcast.
Hell yeah. 1 week and going back in time. Boom. Our playlist is getting pretty robust.
I like it.
All right.
Are we ready for this week's?
Whew. That was exciting. Yeah, for sure.
All right. I haven't looked at this yet. Let's see what we got here. A song to play that mentions a color. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I always got to go with my first immediate song that pops in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually I'll probably Hobie it because something really cool will pop in later.
Yeah.
But my first thought is Back in Black.
All right. I have two that popped in my head really fast. One is Fade to Black. Well, which then reminds me of another one. Basically, once you name a color, you can start going ding, ding, ding because paint it black and blah. Anyway. The other was Bullet in a Blue Sky.
Oh, that's a good one.
Those were the first two that popped in my head. If I have to pick between the two, I'm probably, I'll probably pick Fade to Black because it's Metallica, but,
But Hobie rules apply.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially for us because, like who gonna stop us?
Who gonna stop it? We make the rules here.
That's right.
Which, you definitely should shout out that game because we're in talks with the creators right now about,
yes.
The 2020 edition of The Enthusiast.
The comeback.
Coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name, blah, blah, blah. It's called Game That Song, and you can find them on Twitter at Game That Song or on Instagrams at Game That Song, and I believe both of them have links to their where you can purchase the game, because basically the concept of the game is somebody you play the prompt, or you put the prompt on the table, basically read it off. Everybody picks their song and plays it, and then everyone votes, and the best one basically wins the round. Or you could skip that and just use it like we do, just as like icebreakers or just to get conversations going or whatever you do.
Yeah.
So,
I really dig the concept a lot.
yeah, it's been kind of fun for us to do here and what have you. So definitely go check them out. Thanks to them for, making the game and being cool. And like you said, we're in talks to hopefully get them for the new season of the Enthusiast, because I think that's how I'm going to really try to do these, since that is really how we run. We seem to do like
we do a stretch and then we stop.
Yeah, and then we stop for a while. So I think that's what I'm kind of thinking is, let's just maybe start doing seasons of the Enthusiast.
I think that's a fine idea, Brian.
So I was going to mention this also, which is if there's somebody, and keep in mind we're nobodies. So if there's someone you would like us to talk to for the Enthusiast, shout us out on the Twitter, with who it is, and hell, match them in it too, or mention them in it too, see if they respond. But like I said, keep in mind that this has got to be, someone gettable. I actually, and the reason I bring it up this way is I like this. I saw somebody that was launching a sports podcast, and they were like, "Hey, who would you like us to talk to?" And people are naming like Tom Brady and these
Barry Sanders.
Yeah, and it's like you might be able to get Barry Sanders if you can get the right in, because he doesn't play anymore. But it's like, you're not getting Tom Brady. Stop it.
No.
Like you got to be a high level
you should
podcast.
Definitely talk to Jordan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You got to be like Bill Simmons level or somebody from ESPN, kind of. Or Joe Rogan or something like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
So. Yeah, but anyway, like I said, if there's somebody, or I guess, if you think you have something interesting to talk about that, doesn't have to be a product to push. We're not necessarily like, hey, what's your newest project, but.
Interesting folks, because we like talking to interesting folks.
Yep. So, there you go. All right, so you said you have a Q of the W?
I do have a Q of the W,
right,
Brian.
Let's do it.
It's a simple one that I just dig. I actually straight up stolen from Reddit. I'm not going to take the credit for it, but I liked it so much I have to share it.
Is it what would your vagina candle smell like?
Yeah. I mean, that could be a secondary one.
No, let's not.
No, it's if you died, what loot would you drop?
I fucking love that one. That's so good.
Yeah, which is a great question.
That's
I'm like,
so
God, that's a
good.
good question.
God damn it, I love that. Oh, man. Do you have an answer already?
Yeah, I would drop beard care products.
That seems appropriate, but not everything, right?
Yeah. Like a comb and a thing, like a vial of oil.
Right,
maybe.
Right. I was going to say, because you can't have one character drop all the things you need. They got to drop part of it. Then the others will drop, I don't know, like maybe I drop beard wash. Since you have the Earl and the comb, I drop the wash, so that between the two of us, you could get a fair care
You get
going.
a nice cleansing.
Yeah, because I was going to say I probably drop like my glasses, which is really not great, I guess. Yours was better. Oh, man. What else could you drop? I don't know. Yeah, I don't, man, that's a good one. I like that, though.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Mine would definitely be, you know what? Here's what would drop from me. You would get a hat.
That's accurate.
Of some sort. You would get glasses. And then I'll say that, like beard wash or something like that, because, other than that, it would probably be like a pack of gum or something.
Fair enough.
Or maybe, because I'm not going to drop beer or whiskey because, I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
I'm not dropping that. Although it would be kind of funny to drop a whiskey. Because, a lot of characters in games will drop like a potion of some sort.
Yeah, right.
So, but there you go. That's good. I really like that one.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fantastic when I read it. I'm like, yeah, this needs to come to the show.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the Q of the W. And I think that's it, right? Got anything else?
I think that's No, that's about it. I think that's a program.
All right, well, let's wrap it up then. Head over to saltylanguage.com. All the links are there, past episodes, previous episodes of The Enthusiast links are there. You can check out the networks we're part of, like the Tangent Bound Network, or...
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment. Go check those out and possibly find other shows.
Definitely find other shows.
Yeah. Or again, don't be jerks. And, also I guess I feel, like we should mention that we brought up, the term Hobie a bunch of times. So go check out our friends over at the History of Bad Ideas podcast. That show is not about history.
No, it's not.
We'll just make sure. If you're looking for a history podcast with friends of ours, then check out Shot of History.
For sure.
So, including recent ones with, I don't know, some asshole who does this podcast.
Indeed.
And it's not
also,
me.
I was recently on Hobie.
Exactly. Nobody wants me on there. No, I'm kidding. I was invited to Shot of History. Multiple times, actually. Yay, back issues and depression. And, yeah.
God damn it, Brian. We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
I just need to call in. That's just what's got to happen. Can I pre-record my segment?
That would be hilarious.
Oh, man. Anyway, so like we said, head over there. If you want to contact the show, you can email us at saltylanguage@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony. And of course, we're on the Instagrams. We're on the Facebook, unfortunately. We're on the Snapchat. We're everywhere.
Sure.
We're everywhere.
We're not, because we're not on TikTok.
Well, it's, apparently a spy app, so.
What, is that the one that is? I thought that was something else.
That's
They're
what
all
I heard.
spy apps, let's be fair.
Yeah, good point. You're right.
They're all collecting all our data. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, go check those out. All the links to the social medias are in the show notes too. They're in the show notes, but also on the website, I mean. All right. I guess with that, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Man, stay so salty.
And, man, I guess y'all got any Ganderwang?
I can't even say it.
Ganderwang.
I give up.
It's like you're doing the Dr. Feelgood thing. Ganderwang, Ganderwang.